Welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about finding slope and rate of change. So slope is it's given by the term or the variable m. So it says the slope m of the non-vertical line passing through the 2 points x1 and y1 and x2 and y2 is the ratio of the rise or the change in y to the run or the change in x. So slope is rise over run. We also have the equation m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if we get into this, there are 4 different types of slope. So when you're looking at slope, you look at the line from left to right. So this line is going up. So if you look here on our slope man, if the line is going up, there's a little plus sign, which means this is positive. Here, if we're going left to right, our line is going down. If our line is going down on the slope man, that means it's negative. On this one, we have our line going straight across. On our slope man, that's his mouth. And on the mouth, it says, right underneath his mouth, that little circle there, that means 0. So this one, slope is 0. Now the last part of slope man is his nose. So his nose is a straight line down, and then there's a little U on the end of his nose. That U stands for undefined. So if the line is straight up and down, it's called undefined. That means our slope is impossible. So if we take a look at these, this one is going down, so that's negative. Here our line is going straight across, that's 0. Here it's going up and down, so that's undefined. And then the last one is going up, so that's positive. So now it's asking us to plot some points and tell whether it's positive, 0, negative, or undefined. So if we're going to plot these points, this is our x and this is our y. Same over here, this is our x and that's our y. So 0, negative 2 is our first point. 9, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Negative 5, 2, 4, about right there. So if we connect those lines, oh, hold on one second. If we connect those lines, it's going down or downhill. This one is negative. Excuse my line, I'm trying my best here. The second one, we have 2, negative 10. So we're going over 2, so halfway between 4 and 0. Negative 10, right down there. And 12, 10. So right there. So then if we have our line, I'm going to try my best here to make this straight. Alright. Now this line is going up, that's positive. Now, we need to find the slope of the line that we already have. So, if we're doing that, we're finding the slope, which is the rise over the run. Now the rise is up and down, which means that the run is left to right or side to side. So our rise for this first one, from this point to this point, from -2, -1 to 1, 1, we are rising 1, 2. So our rise then is 2 over our run, which is 1, 2, 3. So 2 over 3 is our m, or our slope. Here it looks like our rise is going down. So 1, 2. So that makes it a -2. And then our run goes 1, 2, 3, 4. -2 over 4. But we can simplify that to -1/2 by taking 2 out of both. Down here, it looks like again we're going downhill, so we're going to go down 1, 2, 3. So our rise is down -3. Our run then is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's -1/2. And the last one, we got to pick 2 points, maybe one here, or one here, or we could do even one here. So we're going to go up 1 and over 1, 2, 3. So our rise over the run then is 1 over 3. Now we're going to use this equation. So what we have here are x's. Alright, I'm going to make this x blue. We have x's and we have y's. Now it looks like I have 2 x's and I have 2 y's. So the first x I see, I'm going to make that x1. The second x I see is going to be x2. Which means then that our y's are y1 and y2. Now we're going to use these numbers in this equation. So it says m equals y2 minus y1, where y2 is -4 minus our y1, which is 6, over x2 minus x1. x2 is 5 minus 0. So -4 minus 6 gives us -10. 5 minus 0 gives us 5. And we can simplify that by taking 5 out of both. So we get -2 over 1. Or we can simplify that to just -2. So anything with a 1 under it, we can make that a whole number. Alright, so next one. We have a x here and an x here. This is going to be x1, that's x2. So we have y1 and y2. So we have -2 minus 2 over 5 minus 5. That's going to give us a -4 over 0. Now be careful, because we have a 0 on the bottom here. So we got to figure out if we can divide by 0, because we need to figure out if we can have a 0 on the bottom. Now if you remember, we talked about okay and we talked about no. These are the rules to divide by 0. If the 0 is on top, it's okay to do. If the 0 is on bottom, we can't do it. So here the 0 is on the bottom, so that means that we have a undefined line. It's impossible to do. Next one we have, again, x1, x2, y1, y2. So y2 minus y1 is 4 minus 4. And x2 minus x1 is negative 3 minus 0, which gives us 0 over negative 3. Now we can have a 0 on the top. That's okay to do. So that means our slope is 0. Alright, last problem on this page. We have negative 2 as our x1 and 4 as our x2. Then we have 3 as our y1 and 6 is our y2. So y2 minus y1 is 6 minus 3 over x2 minus x1, so 4 minus a negative 2. Now 6 minus 3 is 3, but 4 minus a negative 2, well, we can take that, because we have two negatives in a row, and make it a positive, so it's 4 plus 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Then we can take 3 out of both of these and get 1 over 2. Next problem, we're going to find a coordinate. This time we're given the slope of the line. So we're looking for x. We don't know what x1 is. We do know, though, what m is. We know that m is 5/6. So we don't know what x1 is. We do know what x2 is. We also know what y1 is and y2. So first of all, we're going to write this equation with what we know. So m is 5/6. I'm going to write 5/6 equals y2 minus y1. That's negative 1. Oh, hold on a second. Negative 1 minus 4 over 6 minus x. Now we can do negative 1 minus 4. That gives us a negative 5. But we can't do 6 minus x. We're going to keep 6 minus x. And that equals 5/6. So now what we have is a proportion problem. When we're solving proportion problems, we do that by cross multiplying. So our new equation looks like 5 times 6 minus x equals 6 times negative 5, which is negative 30. We're going to distribute this 5 to both of our problems. So we get 30 minus 5x equals negative 30. Subtract 30 to get it on the other side. So we get negative 5x equals negative 60. Divide that by negative 5. We get x equals 12. So if you want to, you can pause the video and you can try this next one on your own. I'm not going to go over it. You can, like I said, pause the video and try it on your own if you want to. I'm going to go on to this last page. We have a couple graphs here. It says, the graph shows the cost in dollars to mail a letter that weighs 1 ounce during certain years. Determine the time interval during which the cost to mail a 1 ounce letter showed the greatest rate of change. So if we're looking at our graph here, the greatest rate of change is going to be a steep line. So this looks pretty flat. This looks even flatter, maybe a little bit more steep, but from here to here, that's our steepest amount. So that's from 2001 to 2002. So 2001 to 2002, we have the greatest rate of change. Now it says determine the time interval during which the cost to mail a 1-ounce letter showed the least rate of change. So if the greatest rate of change was steep, that means the least rate of change is flat. Looks to me like from here to here is our flattest area. So that's 1995 to 1999. The last problem says to interpret a graph. It says a student commutes from home to school by walking and by riding a bus. Describe the student's commute in words. Well, we have distance on the side here over time. So it looks like he's walking, or it looks like he's going slowly up to this spot. Then he just sits there for a little bit. He's not moving anywhere. And then he shoots up. He goes a lot of distance in a short amount of time. So it looks to me like from here to here, he's walking. From here to here, where he's not moving, that means he's waiting. And the last, where it shoots up, that looks like when he's taking the bus. So he walks, waits at the bus stop, and takes the bus the rest of the way to school.